Hey people, what's up? This is AfroCast podcast, Afro Nation in Isolation, and we got a new episode for you. Today, as usual, I got a regular guest. I got my friend Amanda. Amanda, thank you for coming to the podcast with me. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people? I mean, kind of sell yourself and what you do.
Okay, well, hi everyone. I'm Amanda. I am the creator and I don't even know what to call myself. I think I'm a podcaster at this point. Yeah, creator and podcast owner of the If I Tell You podcast. I'm also a sociology student. So all I do is read books and talk about stuff.
I mean, do we call it a podcaster now? It's like, I do podcasts, but it's like, do I call myself a podcaster? If that's the name for it, then I mean, yeah, I guess I'm a podcaster. But in terms of sociology, say you did sociology, you told me about this a while back. I have never done sociology. I did social studies in school. I don't think that counts. But really, what does the whole course go about, or what do you kind of get from the course, like at the end of the day?
Well, I answer the podcaster thing. I think if YouTubers can have a whole category for themselves, I think podcast people can have that. I think that's allowed.
Okay, fair enough.
For sociology, it's the study of society, study of culture. You know, I learn a lot about the way people do things, the reason why people do things, which is always interesting to me. It's not as long-winded as psychology, but it is as intense and as structured as a regular science.
Okay. So it can also be called social sciences.
Yeah, social sciences.
Fair enough. So, and you like this course? Because
I love it.
It sounds really interesting, man. I'm just like learning culture and all of that. It's those kind of courses I kind of live for. Those kind of courses that have an extra meaning to it, in a sense. But would you say it's kind of what does that have to do with the podcast? Like, If I Tell You podcast, because I listened to it and let me recommend it for you. Like the vibes, if those are the kind of vibes you're looking for, the peaceful vibes where you kind of maybe not the episode when I was in, like the end of that episode.
No, the episode that you were in.
We're not gonna talk. See, I came in and I was doing so well. I was there promoting lovely vibes, and we were just discussing.
You ended it with war.
You can't end something with war because some other people came and disagreed. I mean, who knows? The more people obviously agreed. More people obviously agreed with what I said, but that is not the case. I wasn't here to bring up times of the past. Sociology and the If I Tell You podcast, are they kind of related in a sense with how you go about your podcast?
Well, yes. With my studying, I find that I kind of have to follow the linear, boring course syllabus. You know, you learn about Marxism, old dead white men who did things a specific way and had their own time that they were working with. But with the If I Tell You podcast, I get to explore the real feelings and the real background of why things are the way they are, why people are doing the things that they're doing, why our society is set up the way it is right now, and how that's affecting us right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I get to explore those emotions as peacefully as I can on my podcast.
I dig that. I mean, you're shooting shots at me right now. I don't feel no peaceful vibes coming from you no more, Amanda. I mean, has everything been propaganda? So, bruv, now you see.
No.
But no, I really like the If I Tell You podcast. I'm just gonna use this little time to promote her podcast because she did the same for me, and you won't regret it, man. I'm telling you, check out the If I Tell You podcast because sometimes you wanna what's the word? You want to rewind. Is it rewind? You want to feel free. Unwind. You see, I don't know English. You want to unwind. You want to chill, like relax and stuff. The If I Tell You podcast is a wonderful podcast to go to. That doesn't mean you have to leave AfroCast because AfroCast is something you actually need right now. But the If I Tell You podcast is also something you probably need. Maybe like number 2, but it's something you need.
Close second.
Yeah, so it's a really close second. Just a tail behind. But I really like the positive vibes. I get from that podcast. I mean, vibes,
Ooh.
they're a really important thing. I mean, because if you do not have the right set of vibes, you kind of bring in a podcast or documentary or interview or even a film, yeah, viewers can lose interest. Viewers really lose interest. And I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of define the positive vibes you kind of send to people. But um what sort of aim you can would you say, or what was your aim with that podcast, really? Because
Well, speaking on positive vibes and just how that correlates to, I guess, how I kind of put my podcast out there, I do everything, or I try to do everything with as much good intentions and as much love and as much care as I can.
yeah,
And I think when you approach something with like no ill intentions, you're not trying to target somebody, you're not trying to throw your words at someone's neck or stop. when you,
no
when
man,
you
go
approach
ahead.
it with like just good energy,
Yeah,
you put your spirit in the right place, you'll have positive vibes. People will feel that. And I'm glad that you feel that with my podcast because it's really what I wanted.
yeah. No, I really saw the goal. I kind of saw what you were trying to produce from the first few episodes. And just the way you started off is like, it's not like it's not a brash kind of introduction. It's just like, hey guys, welcome to the If I Tell You podcast. And I feel that's a spot on representation, isn't it? But it's kind of just the way they do it. I mean, you cannot compare that podcast. I'm not talking in the sense of popularity, but in sense of the way you make your podcast. You can't compare that kind of podcast to the Joe Rogan podcast or any
Yeah.
other podcast, because he has this very loud way of doing his things, but then people love his podcast because he has his way of doing it. But then people enjoy your podcast because of how you do it as well. So you have your specific target of individuals, and you seem to catch them right at the neck. If I don't know if I should use it. Yeah, you've caught them, yeah, and they love it. They love it. I love it. It's really something I kind of live for. Positive vibes, and really, like the vibes in general. Sometimes you can't just have positive vibes 100%.
No. No, sometimes you have to step into topics that are kind of difficult. Some things that are kind of, you have to approach them with like a whole different energy because they are more serious. They require a bit more of I guess, an edgier hand, to
A bit
kind
of
of tackle.
controversy.
Yeah, just like the Jollof. Yeah, just like that. You have to be a little more aggressive. And I think with Joe Rogan's podcast there, I mean, the topics that he's doing, he puts his personality in them. He's more extroverted, louder.
Mm.
The things that he's talking about sometimes are controversial. He's just talking about stuff. Whereas, I don't know, I think you kind of pick and choose the energy you want to put out there.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, fam, I could be thinking of a topic, yeah, and I mean, this has happened to probably every creator. I don't know, like viewers, this has probably happened to you when you're trying to bring up a conversation with someone or you're trying to start something, and it's just like you kind of pick the conversation because everything's now so touchy. You get what I'm saying? So, like, you have to be politically accurate with every conversation or everything you kind of say. I mean, you're not trying to diss the person outright, or you're not trying
Yeah, you're
to
not trying to
hurt.
be offensive.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
it's gotten to a point where it's like, you already know some particular conversations can cause controversy or arguments, but people just do it anyways. Like, um, I don't know how many times I've actually had to put my podcast on hold because I had to replan or reschedule because of a particular topic. Because some topics can be quite touchy for some people, and that controversy it causes is something that I do not like to have around myself. But really, it's something you have to understand. You have to understand that it's going to happen. there will be that controversy. Even if you're just bringing those positive vibes, someone can just come in like, I can't even imagine it. Someone can just come in like, bruv, you're always coming in with these positive vibes, you know, speak about the truth, you know, bring out something that we can relate to. And it's like, fam, I'm trying to make you happy, innit? I'm trying to brighten up your day, and you want to hear some gory stuff or something. Like it's so at one point it became really hard for me to understand, but it's something you kind of learn from childhood. It's something you kind of learn not at a very young age, because like with all kids it's positive vibes unless they kind of go through something really traumatizing. It's really positive vibes until you start getting older. Let's say high school. Let me use high school for an example, where you begin to kind of think for yourself as a teenager or as a preteen. You're growing up, and at that point you begin to choose vibes, and by choosing vibes you choose particular people. At that there have been lots of students or lots of kids that have made some mistakes in the people they've chosen, like as friends, as associates and stuff. Really, I feel like the vibes, sometimes you have to pick your vibes wisely, not just on what seems really nice and everything, if that makes any sense.
That does make sense. I mean, back home we call that your spirit, you know. You do what your spirit tells you to do. If your spirit take to somebody or if it doesn't take to somebody, you know, that kind of helps you weed out who is for you, who is not for you, who will help you grow positively. Like, we're talking about the podcast, like it's in my head now. My podcast, like the friends that I talk to, the people that I bring up on there, I've been friends with them since I was in like earliest days of high school. My oldest friends, those are people that I connected with pretty much immediately. You know, their energy and the vibes that they gave me and just the way they made my spirit feel, they were so positive, and I knew that they would help me grow as a person, as they have and as they continue to. I mean, we have to be so careful about the people we let into our space. Because some people can pretend for really, really long, but deep down in their spirit, like their heart of hearts, they are bad people. And they don't want the best for you.
It's just there, like, how can you actually have that kind of hatred or that kind of despise just swelling up inside, and you're kind of hiding it. You're hiding it for such a long time until you have that actual moment to strike. I just don't understand it. But you kind of just accept the fact that there are people that don't like you, then there are people that are out to get you in a sense, because they don't want to see you succeed or they're jealous of you. But you said something about like your friends from high school and bringing them on your podcast. I have not spoken to a lot of my friends or classmates from high school. Like, as man left Nigeria to come down to school, in the UK, it was like dropping bags, like really heavy bags, yeah? Because you kind of then begin to pick friends. So you're dropping one bag, you're looking at another bag, and you pick it up. At one point you drop that bag, because imagine like someone's like, oh, hey man, what are you saying? It's been a while, you know, you've been forgetting your boys still. You moved to the UK and like this and that and that. And they're telling me about this, and someone's coming to me like, oh fam, you wanna sell some Bitcoin? It's like, bruv, ask me how am I doing? Like, ask me like, how's life? Like, what's all the discussion about Bitcoin? And it's like you begin to realize that
all them people in high school who just start pyramid schemes and like, stop.
And you're the one that kind of helps fund that scheme, but you're at the bottom. You're at the bottom.
Pyramid schemes. That is them. Yeah. I didn't keep a lot of friends who were like that. I didn't start out with them, and I kind of saw them early in high school, you know, the friends. I didn't get to keep those people. Like, the people who are still with me, like, I think they are the best of the best.
You say like the people you have now in your life, you're content with those kind of people?
Definitely, 100%. And I don't really see them going anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't see them leaving at any point. Like,
I'd say I'm kind of content with the people I know. I mean, there are a few people that I still need to cut off. Cause wow, nah, let me tell you a story. So basically, yeah, I went to
On
one.
your podcast? Are you sure? Mark the time for this because I don't know, friend.
She taking the piss now. Let me tell you something. It's not a story, but
I'll
let me tell
take
you
a
something.
story.
No, it's too late, man. I'm tell you something. I ain't tell you a story no more. Basically, yeah. I went to secondary school. We didn't used to call it high school, but we went to secondary school. I went to two different secondary schools, and I think the first school was like a testing ground. It was literally a testing ground for me to kind of learn how to pick friends and everything. And I did make a few mistakes. I said everyone does. Everyone makes a few mistakes with the people they call their friends, innit? You make a
Especially when
mistake.
you're young and you want
Exactly.
everybody to be your friend. Yeah.
Exactly. That was literally how it was. I went about and I was there trying to please people. But then when you're trying to please people, when you're pleasing those people, you don't realize they're speaking bad behind your back, which was literally happening to me and everything. And it was after I left, or I started to realize it, but I didn't really want to believe it. But after I left, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pattern that up. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna move with that. I'm gonna see the kind of people I move with. Imagine like you have a friend, yeah, that doesn't have his or her own social group. They're always just following you. That was literally kind of how it was. And I didn't like being the follower. I always wanted to be someone that kind of leads or someone that kind of says where we're going or does where we're going. Not all the time, but I can make decisions for myself. So I got into that new school, and with my plans, my head high and everything, it didn't work. I still made a few I still made a few mistakes. Not like saying, oh, it was a 100% failure. It was maybe like a 50%. It was a 50-50 kind of thing where I had friends that respected, I had people that respected me for who I was. I had people that still dissed me, but I had people that were genuinely my friends, people that could come and tell me that, hey, look, what you're doing right now is not what you're meant to be doing. I had a few teachers that used to tell me that, and I'm the kind of person that will listen to correction. If you tell me what's wrong, if you tell me what I've done wrong, like if I don't see what I've done wrong and you tell me what I've done wrong, bro, if I will keep a face that kind of seems like I don't care, but after you leave, I'll give it some thought. And then you begin to realize that that person just has positive vibes for you. That person only wants you to have positive vibes, because someone goes out of their way to come and tell you what you did wrong in a situation where maybe like 10 people did that same bad thing. It kind of makes me glad that if there's someone I did not classify as a friend but still wants the best for me, still doesn't want me to go into a bad place, probably for whatever reason they have. So people may be like, oh yeah, you're not that kind of person, or oh yeah, I just don't want you to get into any trouble. But they know their reasons for trying to help you, and those kind of people are the kind of people I'm talking with now, the kind of people I kind of have in my life. I have a few of them. I wouldn't say I have hundreds. I got some of them, and
You only need a few, like
yeah,
a few solid ones, like 2 to 3 solid ones like that. You're good. Yeah.
exactly. That posse, innit? That big, I said big, that friend group, yeah, that you can literally do anything with them. Because I remember the thing my uncle said as well. He was like, you get to school, you're going to have friends, but then you need to know how to associate those friends into particular groups, which is what I did. This was literally what I did. I had one main group where we did everything, like from basketball to going out to going to the library. Then they were now separated into different things. Like, oh, some guys that might come down to my yard to play FIFA or stuff. Some guys that I would go to the library with. Some guys that I would go get lunch after classes with. Some guys that I would go into town with. Some guys that I would like. It was
It's
like,
different friends for different stuff. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But then I looked at that and I was like, it wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted to have one main group of people that I could do anything with a solid head, like anything positive, not doing some negative stuff in it, like having a group where I have different people where I do some negative stuff, where the other people in my main group don't know what I'm doing. So that wasn't yeah
Okay.
that wasn't really working, because like the black community in Reading, the town that I go to school in, is a really tight-knit community. I mean, between the students, so anything can fly. I don't know, like your rep, like I guess I'm the kind of person that really cares about my reputation, and it makes me overthink some situations. But then with some people, it's not good to have people that just like to play around with themselves or like waste their own time or even waste your time, because it gives off a bad vibe in the sense where you begin to act like them. It's all a bit mad when you look at it that way, but in with
It
props
makes
to
sense.
uh,
It makes sense, yeah.
fair enough. But like in terms to like what I'd say to that now is something that like, oh, I've been told before different times by my mom, different times by people very close to me, and they'll be like, oh, show me your friends and I'll tell you
And
who
I'll
you
tell
are.
you who you are.
Bro, you know that my mom used to tell me that. Yeah, I thought it was only my mom that knew that saying, innit? Like she'd just be like,
Ah.
show me my friends, and I'll show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. And that used to hit deep. And I was like, raw, that's a good one, you know. I'm gonna keep that in my mind still, and it's been there for a while, and it's helped me, innit? It's helped me a lot when I'm there, being able to pick the kind of people I want in my life, and gradually, I'm learning. I mean, everyone learns as a person, innit? If you don't learn, then you have decided to live however you want or live according to the kind of people you've chosen, and you push those lessons aside.
Wow.
Um,
My mom told me from the beginning, I guess, like people who come into your life are either a blessing or a lesson.
a blessing or
You
a
know?
lesson.
Yeah. You learn something from them, or you are blessed enough to keep them in your life. Yeah. And as you get older, you realize your friends are genuinely a reflection of you. They are bits of you, they are pieces of you because they really should be mirror images of you. The things that and the values that you have, you should really see them reflected back in your friends. So if you're hanging out with people who have negative vibes and are doing all the bad stuff, like that's you. That's you.
It's a you
And as
problem.
much as you try to distance yourself from them, they are always gonna be pieces of you as long as you keep them around.
So it's like you either cut them off or you just decide to keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it becomes that simple after a while. You know, I think we always confuse kind of length of friendship with quality. You know, just because you've been friends for like 10 years doesn't mean that it's been a good friendship for 10 years. You know, my friends that I've made since I've moved here, that's the shortest friendships I've made so far. They are good people. So you could know someone for 2 years and they end up being a wonderful influence in your life versus somebody who you've known for like 5 to 10 who has talked bad about you, who has tried their best to stop you from progressing and building and growing, and you just gotta let them go. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I think once you get older, you realize that keeping these people in your life doesn't really do anything, you know?
He's spreading the if I tell you wisdom over here, man. Like you've come, you came here and literally just over to my podcast. Say less. Say less. Well, that's mad. That is true. That is very true. One thing I like because like my mom, she's a very wise woman. She's a very wise woman, and I like when something she's told me. I like when I hear something she's told me from another person. So it's like, oh, I never doubted what my mom said, but I'm hearing it from someone else. So it's like, raw, this must be true then. It's like
it's extra true.
Yeah,
now.
extra true, 100% true. And now that I'm hearing it from you, I'm hearing it from you with your wisdom and your facts. I'm just like, raw, man. Like, no one can tell me otherwise. Like, bro, tell me, oh, but I'm your boy. You have to stick with me. I'm like, fam, I got someone that got a podcast is wiser than me. I got my mom with the wisdom, and you telling me that I should ride or die with you? Nah, brother, it's a joke.
That don't make no sense.
That's a joke still. But I got a question now. In terms of the vibes and the kind of friend group you have around you, I guess it kind of goes into that entrepreneurship kind of business. But it's just a question. I think you should be able to answer this really.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Starting a business with let's say you got 4 of your friends, so you guys are 5. With the friend group you have now, would you guys be able to work cooperatively and create a successful business. I mean, it will take time, but imagine yourself in the next 10 years with those
I don't even really
friends.
need to imagine it because
Oh,
those close friends that I had, I remember in high school, we weren't allowed to do this. By the way, like at school, we were not allowed to sell things on campus. But
yeah.
my closest friends, they were just like, yeah, like your skincare stuff that you're making, let's do a business. And we had it going for a good while, made
Okay.
some decent money. And I don't think I could have ran a business without them.
Mm.
You know, I'm an idealist. I don't do the practical part of things. So my friends ground me that way and kind of force me to look at the more practical side of operating a business. And the people that I have in my corner are just that. They are in my corner. They are my support system. They are my counselors. They are
Mm.
my round table. Like they are my peoples.
I just like this. I just like how you just coming in and you just spreading facts, right? Because sometimes I don't actually know what I'm gonna say next. Sometimes I wanna say something, but man, I'm just like, I can't think of the words. I was about to call myself stupid right now, but I just remembered something
No.
that kind of stopped me from saying that, because I'm not gonna call myself anything I know I'm not, in it. So sometimes I would just literally forget what I'm gonna say or kind of lose what I'm gonna say. So next thing that comes to my mind is, oh yeah, ask her a question. Or put her on the spot. Put her on the spot, innit? And I do that, and next thing it comes to my mind. So I'm listening to you and you spreading those facts, man. And it's like, that is so true. Everyone has a dream. Everyone has a dream, be it the viewers, be it myself, be it you. Everyone has a dream. And sometimes you cannot complete or fulfill that dream by yourself. In terms of dreams, like with businesses or dreams with how you want to live. I mean, in based with how you want to live, you need to have the right people around you. So once you get the right people around you, you begin to build up things, and more dreams come and more dreams are fulfilled and more people are happy. Like, because there's like, oh yeah, oh Rod, you know Leo? It's like, yeah, I know Leo. Like, I calm. Okay, so what do you think about him? He's a calm guy. Oh, I don't really like his I don't like his demeanor. Man goes to parties, bears, and he's just messing around, chatting with girls and doing stuff he shouldn't be doing, isn't it? He's positive in the day, but then negative at night, in the kind of sense he has two different personalities. So that, in a sense, that kind of chases away the right people for you, because the right people could probably kind of help you stabilize that kind of lifestyle, even neutralize the negative side. But then if you have a positive demeanor and you're like, you're let's say Mr. Positive himself, innit? But you're a down to earth person, people begin to see that, and you kind of draw the right people to you. If you're living a lifestyle where you attract negative people, then those negative people would be there to bring you down at a point. You may think it's like, oh yeah, my ride or dies or something, but once you guys are put in a bad situation and they're able to throw your name in the dirt, they will do it to save themselves, 100%. I won't say that happened to me, but it would. I've seen it happen to other people. I've been in some rough patches. I made some mistakes in it where you kind
It
of
sounds
like,
like it. It sounds like it. It's okay. I mean, this is what that whole being young period is about. You know, you're supposed to take your L's now so that when you're older, you can give proper advice.
you sound like a proper mature woman still, like giving the wisdom and that. I like that. Well, yeah, you make some mistakes in life and then you come out. I was about to say something. The way you stand up, yeah, and you hold yourself that day forward, kind of shows the kind of person you're trying to be. Because if you got yourself into a problem, you can't just stay on the ground. If you stay on the ground, then you're ready to give up. You're ready to kind of forget about whatever plans you had. But then with the people in your life that would not allow you to continue staying on the ground, would literally pick you up Like, and whether they're struggling to pick you up, you're seeing them going the distance to help you. They could have just walked by you like everyone else, but then that's how you kind of learn how to pick your friend. I have a friend that I told him about this whole podcast idea and everything, and I remember when I went back to Reading to finish up packing in June, and this guy was just telling me about how he has a feeling that I'd become something great as long as I continue putting my mind to it. And I mean, when you hear that kind of thing, you're like, oh yeah, man, thanks, no, I appreciate it, man, God bless and everything. But in my mind, it's like, bro, I hardly hear that from most people I talk to. If I tell someone about a podcast, like, oh yeah, that sounds good, but what about like school and stuff, or what about how you're gonna do it, how you're gonna go about it, yeah. But I told this guy, big ups to him, and man was just like, yeah, I know you can do it. Like, he still talked about the school stuff. It's like, it's just how you kind of balance your things. It's kind of how you balance it, and if you can balance it well, then I know you can do it. I know that you can go for it. You already have the ideas and everything. I'm just like, bro, this guy is my own motivational speaker. He's there pumping me up. Like when I'm like, if this guy was here with me now, I don't think I would have even been on hiatus for as long as I was. He literally kicked me to start doing some work or anything. But that's the kind of friend I appreciate. That's the kind of friend I want to. That's the kind of friend I want to be having. Like, it's not like I don't appreciate my other friends or the other people in my life. I appreciate them. I appreciate those that kind of taught me what to avoid. I appreciate those that kind of brought me down so I could get up. But
it's a blessing or a lesson, man. Like,
yeah, wisdom is oof.
So I'll ask you.
Questions.
Now it's
okay.
my turn. I got questions. Do you try to be that type of friend? I mean,
Well, I try to be that type of friend.
I can say from our brief interaction and our quick friendship phase, you
Yeah.
know, jumping on my podcast. Thank you so much. I really did appreciate it. Yeah, you were so supportive. Love that. But it's the law of attraction, you know. Are you projecting that type of stuff? You know, are you the type of person that you'd want to be friends with?
That's a big thing still. Okay, no, but it doesn't actually take time to think. I know who I am as a person, yeah. And I'm not gonna look at the mistakes that I made, but I completely, but I have to, because wow.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, man, why you have to do me like that, man? You're violating right now. But okay. Now, would I want to be the kind of friend? Would I want to be? I'd say yeah, and I'll let you know why. This is not cap. This is not.
Nah, anything that you say will be an objective look at yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing now. I'm not always a down to earth person. Sometimes I can kind of like, I kind of have high hopes for myself and for other people. So I guess sometimes I get really disappointed in some people when they kind of go below my expectations. Raw, man, that doesn't even, wait. You done it now still.
Nah, you take your time, man. Like it's a loaded question, but it's an important question, I think.
Yeah. I think like, okay, with the kind of experiences that I've had, I think I would have loved to have someone like me around, because someone like me now, like 19-year-old me, if I had the kind of smarts I have now when I was 15, 14, 13, I would have loved to have someone like that, because I'm a down to earth person. I'm a down to earth person. I made a mistake with what I said at first. I'm a down to earth person now, and I would have loved to have someone to give me advice, or just to kind of push me away from things I was pressured to. Things I was pressured to do, things I felt if I didn't do, there would be a problem with my peers or with my friends. And it's better now. It's a lot better now, and I really appreciate what I learned or what I've gone through. So all in all, yeah, I would like to have a friend like me. I mean, someone that can accept that they made mistakes, someone that can use those mistakes to kind of teach another person so that they avoid those kind of mistakes. Someone that doesn't just sugarcoat everything, because I don't kind of sugarcoat everything. I mean, I can be a bit too nice sometimes. I can be a bit too nice to sometimes to people, but once I realized that I am being too nice, I would kind of level it down a bit. I would definitely level it down a bit so that people can actually look at some things a bit more objectively, because you have to be level-headed to do a few things, and if you're not, you need someone that is level-headed to put you in your right place, because you can't just jump into doing something. And I think I kind of do that sometimes. I can be a bit too forward with the way I approach things sometimes, but I mean that's a normal thing for people. So yeah, experiences actually make the person. Your experiences actually mold you, and how you learn or how you move from those experiences. So I'd say, yeah, man, yeah, I'd say I'm a 75%, 75%. I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
75%. I'm a decent friend. Like, bro, I want success for my friends. That's one thing. That's another thing I kind of like. And when we talk about positive vibes and everything, when you're going into a business or there's something you want to create, something you want to make, if I had a friend that was going into this whole podcast thing, like, let's say you, for example, you had your podcast, yeah, and I'm 100% for it. I'm 100% for it because it's something I would want other people to do for me. It's something I would want other people to be there for me for. Like, if I had a friend that I could go to 100%, like, everything is leads to you, you know, come on. So like, you have a friend that you want to kind of like build, you want to help you with something, to kind of like build or to progress with a particular thing you're doing, and that person is not just helping you because like, oh, they have to, but it's like they want to see how you progress with this. They want to see how you move with this. They're not just asking you about whatever you're doing just to know whether you've given up, but they want to know how you've kind of structured this whole thing. They want to know how you're moving with this. They want to know what's stopping you. They want to know what is pushing you, and they want to be that defining factor in a sense. So those kind of vibes is really what we should be living for, and something we shouldn't avoid, something we shouldn't just run away from, because there is going to be lots of negativity. There's going to be lots of times where you can't even motivate yourself to go through with that, be it whether you're a teenager, whether you're a mature man or woman, whether you're even an elderly person, innit? Because like, I mean, they've got lots of elderly people that can say they have one or two friends that they knew were solid with them and everything, but when you have those kind of people, it's like you can do anything. It's like you can do anything, because those people are like, they're like, you'd fail, and it's like, you know what, man, let's just go back with it. Like, you could be like, fam, let's just stop, man. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. But they're not even trying to like shout at you like, oh, what do you mean? It's like, no, come on, see, there's this and there's this, let's go for this and avoid this. And they, at that point, they make more sense than they normally would when they're cracking a joke or they're taking the piss or whatever. And it's lovely. Like, it's like, raw, I've never actually seen this side of that person, and you really want to know a lot more about it. You want to move with that person, and you'd see yourself in a few years. I mean, you're not indebted to that person, neither are they to you, but you kind of you have this sense of gratitude. You have this feeling of gratitude towards that person for
You appreciate
motivation.
them.
Yeah, exactly. You appreciate them. You appreciate what they did for you, and everything is reciprocated as well. They appreciate you and what you've done for them as well, because nothing is, it's not just one way. It goes both ways. So like, if you're getting something from me, I'm getting something from you. It's not like I have to, but it's something that just happens, and it's a lovely thing, really.
Yeah, those are the best friendships. Those are quality friendships, you know, those friendships where your effort is reciprocated, where it's balanced, where you're equally supportive, you're equally loving. You guys have that.
Yeah, I feel like I answered your question. You put me on.
Yeah, you did. It was good.
Come on. You know
it's good. Yes.
Oh, raw. You just put me on the spot. I had to literally
I'm sorry. You
I
were
had to
firing questions at me. You
I
had to
had to
get one.
I had to reevaluate my sense of living. It's like, I'm a good friend. That was crazy, man. It's crazy. Vibes really. I want to go into music. I want to go into music now. Like
Ooh.
some different particular genres of music gives these kind of vibes. Give for the positive vibes. I won't say I'm not even gonna talk about negative vibes right now, but like for me, yeah, I'll just describe my kind of music sense and I'll hit you with the regular question, the AfroCast question, you know, because like let's pay back. But with some songs I listen to, they kind of give me this chill vibe. They kind of give me this chill vibe, which allows me to probably go about with the work I need to do, or whether I need to progress with something, or I just want to relax. It allows me to actually do those things because of maybe the beats or the way the person is singing, or just the way it sounds really. You got this, I don't know if you know this artist. His name is Masego. I don't know if you know him.
Tadao is my song.
Okay, come on.
Tadao is my song. I've been playing it on repeat for the past like 2 days.
Oh, did you just find out now? You just find out
Yeah, it
recently?
was on one of my mixes. It would just like showed up. I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
hello, who are you?
I remember I think I was at my friend's place, yeah. And he's a vegan and he takes like he takes bare weed and stuff. Not he says he takes the good weed. I mean like bro,
Yeah,
I
Rasta.
can't no. I think it's Saudi.
Oh,
So
cool.
so he had this big TV, like proper big TV. He has this mad setup in his place. And
Are we still recording for the podcast? Hold on.
yeah. Yeah, we are.
I was like, yeah, Masego, what's up? I like that. Hey.
So what's it called? He was changing some songs, and he just put that Tadao by Masego, and it was playing, and it started. He put the long one, I think was it the 8-minute one, and it was
Yes,
so
with the
nice.
saxophone. Oh,
Yeah,
so nice.
yeah, and then you just
So
like,
good.
I was just like, bro, what's this? This is a tune, you know. So like, who's this? He was like, oh, it's Masego. I was like, you know what? That's all I need to know. I pressed it, and so I was going back to my yard. I was just listening to it. And I was not paying attention to the road. I didn't know when I almost bumped into a lamppost as well. I was just listening to it,
Oh my
and
God.
it was crazy because you know when you're just feeling the vibe, when you're just like, oh yeah, and you're moving, and your eyes are closed, and then boom, you almost hit a lamppost, and you turn and you see like bare people looking at you, and it's just like you have to get back into that gangster. It's like, bro, what? And you keep walking still. But yeah, it was mad. I've been listening to Masego since. I would definitely recommend so many. I would recommend Queen Things. Queen Things, a nice one.
Queen Things is good.
Yeah, Queen Things, King's Rant. I would recommend Old Lady. I would recommend I also recommend Mr. Mills. It kind of has Masego's beat in it, but it's not Masego's song. It's he's a really good artist, and the sense the vibes he kind of produces with his music is just on point. It's like the kind of thing I want to listen to, the kind of thing I want to hear, and I can literally listen to it at any point in time of the day, and I would get into those vibes, that the kind of vibes I'm looking for. So obviously big up Masego. I don't know if I can I just need to say it before I get copyright. I mean, like, you just call someone's name and it's a problem, but his songs are the kind of vibes I live for. Like chill vibes, I would definitely go for Masego. If I'm going for anything else, yeah, you could have a different artist. If I'm going for like a kind of Afro pop kind of reggae tune, I'd go for Burna Boy. I would go for Burna Boy. I've loved Burna Boy from time, man, from time. You're giving a face. What's that?
I like Burna Boy too.
Okay.
I like him too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like him too. Yeah.
I like him too.
Burna Boy is a tune. So even before people even knew Burna Boy, I was just there at Burna Boy. Like Nah, so it's supposed to be like, I'll send it to you. I'll send the name. You should listen to it. That's one of his older ones. I don't know. It still has that Burna Boy vibe. So I think
I
you
like
will like it.
Burna Boy and I like Mr. Easy.
Mr. Easy. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Easy. Oh, that's Burna Boy for me, 100%. But if you get what I'm saying. It's like those kind of vibes they produce, and you kind of hear them in a song. It's like, oh yeah, it's my guy, it's Burna Boy, or it's Masego, or whoever it is. But then sometimes I could listen to lo-fi. If you know, do you know lo-fi? So lo-fi is kind of like music without any lyrics. It could be a really chill one.
So just like an instrumental.
Yeah, exactly. But it sounds so nice. It is so calm and soothing. Like,
Okay, Leo, we're gonna end the podcast.
hey, no, chill, man. Hold on. No.
Like, let's end the podcast, stop recording, and then we can just talk about stuff.
Calm. Now see that you pushing me into it, man. No, I was gonna end it. I was gonna end it after the music thing. Still, I was gonna end it after the music thing. But I know I got a bit into it.
No, because now I want to hear about the music.
Oh, man, chill, man. We got lots of time still. But all I'm saying is like, are you rushing me? Like, why is she rushing me?
Yeah.
Positive vibes. Positive vibes is something like I really stand for, like in anything I do with my friends, with the people I'm around, the kind of lifestyle, you know, like it's always good to have positive vibes. Sometimes you might not even be the person bringing in those positive vibes, but it's always good to learn from other people. If you're open to learning, then that says a lot about you as a person, which is really good. It kind of builds a strong foundation for yourself and another person, because you don't know who you'd attract like later on in life. And sometimes maybe the people you probably pushed away when you had those positive vibes are the people you kind of need around you, but you just didn't think that. So kind of like opening your mind to a lot more stuff and a lot more people, and giving their vibes a chance. That should make kind of sense. Yeah, giving their vibes a chance and seeing what they can do for you, like in your life, and what you can do for them, because it's not just a one-way thing, like I said. So obviously gonna end it there. For my own reasons. For my own reasons. It's not because of you. It's not because of you.
Not my peer pressure.
Because man, yeah, I don't react to peer pressure no more. Like, man, that's not something I do anymore. But yeah, you know what I've been saying? It's a positive vibes thing, people. Thank you for listening to AfroCast. That we're here. Hopefully, like 3 episodes a week. I mean, no promises. But we're here for you. You always want to listen to AfroCast. We got you. We got Amanda here, the If I Tell You podcast. Number 2, close second. Yeah, I don't want you running off now. We love you, people. God bless you. Hopefully, AfroCast is going to be here for a really long time. If I Tell You, it's going to be here for a really long time. Big ups, Amanda. Thank you for always coming when I need you. You are a blessing. That's all for today. You know what it is. It's AfroCast. Wagwan.
Bye.